so this will be exciting. Who would like to go first?
Kells is.
You did gun it, yeah.
I gunned it, yeah.
Seems about right. What would you like to do?
Kells, whenever he gets close enough, he's going to shoot a missile at whoever's the black car in front of this convoy.
Alrighty. That sounds like mix it up, because you're using violence against an armed force to seize control of objective. State that objective and roll meat.
However, I'm using my second skin. When I'm jacked in through my neural interface to a cyberlink vehicle, I roll synth instead and my car's power.
Oh, neat.
So it is an 8 plus 3, 11.
Oh, wow, yeah, you got it. You achieve your objective. Yeah, so, you get close enough to the vehicle and you shoot your missile off. The missile, hits the front of the car, and the car is, smoking, and, it loses its traction for a second like that. It starts to kind of veer off the road a little bit. You see one of the people, the roof of the car opens up, and, a guy is kind of trying to stand up, and he's holding, a really big machine gun. He goes to kind of try to shoot you, but as you've kind of driven the car, you've hit it dead on and really, really good, the car, ends up, kind of turning in such a way that it starts to do a barrel roll down the street. The guy just gets tossed from the car, hits the truck, and just flies sideways. And you see that car just kind of roll off to the side of the road, on its back. Upside down in the dunes and everything as it starts to smoke and everything. You aren't sure how many people were in that car. You only know that one of them is no longer in that car.
The tags for the missile launcher, by the way, are harm, far, area, messy, and breach.
Nice.
Breach is armor piercing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that definitely... No chance. That thing. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that fighter is out of the game.
Yeah.
There's other things it could potentially do in a moment.
My turn.
Whoever would like to go next.
I'm just waiting. Well, I'm keeping pace with the everything. But I also wanna. I'm waiting for an opportunity to speed in and get Micah where he needs to go.
So you're just watching all these cars kind of start shooting at each other and driving off and on the road and stuff, but you're just kind of keeping parallel with the road as keeping up with the truck and everything like that.
Yeah. So the truck is down on the road and I'm up here and I'm just kind of trying to keep
It makes a weird noise because it's a hover car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, Micah, you are in the back seat of that thing. You do have access to, I guess, a turret machine gun if you wanted. Okay. Or there's other things you could do. I want to say, if it's your turn, you can have it so that the landmine goes off or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Yeah, I would be waiting until either we pull up next to the truck or the truck is crossing the landmine so I can set it off right behind.
Sounds good. I want to say both happen at the same time.
Okay.
Because Kells charged in maybe a bit too soon, and that kind of broke the seal on everything.
Right.
So you decided to jump down there, and then you're keeping up with the car. You get up, you can see the passenger's side, but then also right as and then you see your landmine.
Okay, sweet. Then I would want to detonate that.
Alrighty. It's probably mix it up still because you're using violence.
Oh no. That's only a 5.
Oh no. You set off the landmine, but unfortunately something about it goes off, but the two cars manage to kind of avoid it that are behind it. You do see the back of the truck kind of a little bit, but what happens is whatever is inside of it is so heavy it does not cause it to get off the ground too much. So just a little boom, but the explosion just kind of goes off harmlessly, and you see it kind of smoke down the road as you start going faster and faster. I want to say it clipped one of your partner vehicles though.
Oh, no.
I want to say Vespa's gunner got spooked.
No.
Or Gunner's Vespa. It's just
Vespa's gunner.
And he hits a dune and kind of face plants into it. So he's just got to get back up and get under it. But yeah, you didn't kill Gunner or anything like that. So that's a full round of that, I guess, right? So what you see come out of the tipped over car is out of the side of it, kind of this drone kind of like lifts up out of this dune, and you see that kind of start to come closer, like zoom towards you guys to start attacking and everything like that. So now you have 2 cars and a big drone, and it looks like a very militarized drone with a machine gun on it. Is starting to fly towards you, but it's kind of far back because it had to take a second to get out of the damage and everything like that. You do see like 3 people get out of that car too, but they're wounded and they're not joining this fight anytime soon. They're already too far away from it and stuff. But there is a drone that catches up. With that, we cut back to another round.
Okay, so there's a drone. There are 2 other black cars, and
Yes.
then the big car, right?
Yeah.
Zed will say to Micah, "You want to get on that gun and maybe take care of that drone?"
I was thinking the sooner we take over the truck, the better.
All right. Is there an opening that I could take?
To get close to the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say if you roll maybe act under pressure or
That's probably a good one. Yeah, because if I roll good, I do it. If I don't roll well, I might do it maybe. Okay, it's a 7.
7. So you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The MC will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. So you're trying to get close, and then all of a sudden that drone just kind of lights up the alley right between you and the truck. So it kind of causes you to like, you kind of like jerk the car a little bit away from it and stuff. So you're still not, you get closer, but now the drone is 100% on you. And I want to say it hasn't hit you just yet, because all you were doing was trying to get close to it. So it just kind of stopped you from getting too terribly close. But
Gotcha.
It is trained on you at this point.
I wanna do an assess on the drone, if I may.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right. It's an 8. Nope, that's just a 7.
7. So you gain 1 hold. In the ensuing action, you may spend 1 hold at any time to ask the MC a question from the list below. If your examination could have revealed the answer, the MC may ask questions to clarify your intent. Take +1 forward when acting on the answers. I forgot what forward does.
Just means
Just
that you
for
can
the
say
next roll.
you can add it to the next
Oh,
roll
neat.
if you
Okay.
act on that.
Oh,
the
okay, cool.
information
So
that
if
you
you
get.
see, like, oh, it's got like a blinking, glowing weak spot, you can shoot it and get an advantage.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
get.
Okay, what would you like to ask me?
I want to specifically about the drone. I guess it'd be kind of who or what is in control here. If I were to jam the drone specifically, would whoever's driving it no longer be in control of it?
I want to say yes,
Or is it-
because the thing is, it doesn't seem to be in control. It's almost like it's an AI-driven thing that has some sort of thing, connecting it back to like headquarters or whatever it is. So if you were to jam it, the thing would just go offline.
Alright.
No, like, oh, they can't get it back up or anything like that. It just wouldn't work ever again.
Gotcha.
Well, until they get a technician down there and repair the damn thing, fetch it and bring it back to HQ.
All right.
While you're at it, just to give you something fun, these drones do not look. They look vaguely familiar, but they don't look like maybe what you're expecting. And that's all I'm gonna say. So I guess you get +1 forward to know that if you were to jam that drone, it would just be out of the fight. Yeah. And then I guess that leaves Kells. Kells, how you feeling?
Kells feels good. He just blew up a
You don't
car.
You don't feel mad?
I don't know if you feel so mad.
Kind of
so
ruined
mad.
the situation.
I'm so mad.
I've set up this whole fucking thing for
Be angry. Be angry.
Kells is actually having a good time. Kells
Kells is actually having a blast. It's hard to make mad
Yeah.
Kells.
It's really his thing. There's another car. He's trying to take out the cars in front first, as he thinks they would be the most issue. There's one more in front, and there is a drone too. But
I want to say, oh no, there was only the one in front. You actually took
okay.
care of it. There's 2 in the back now, but they're kind of starting to like try and make their way around the truck to kind of create a shield around it because they saw their friend in the front just kind of fuck off to the side.
Yeah. Kells Kells doesn't. I don't think Kells knows about Micah's plan. So I think Kells would be concerned about his friends being in the path of a drone. So Kells is gonna like lift up his arm and have his drone detach from it, and have his dragonfly-esque drone try to shoot down the other drone.
Drone v drone fight.
Yeah.
All right. I guess do mix it up.
Yeah, this is a regular
What do
mix
you
it up.
wanna do?
It's not a vehicle. It's not my
Oh.
vehicle, so I have to drill a regular mix it up with my meat.
Meat.
I have decent meat.
Mate.
I got some pretty good meat. Some okay meat. Hold on. That's a 7. It's not a
7.
A lot of 7s.
Choose 2. You make too much noise. Advance the relevant mission clock, which I'm gonna do something else if you pick that one
Yeah,
because
sure.
we aren't using mission clocks. You take harm as established by the fiction. An ally takes harm as established by the fiction, or something of value breaks. You choose 2 of these.
I will do. I make too much noise.
Oh, but you do achieve your objective. You just
Yeah.
don't do it great.
I will make too much noise to advance the mission clock, and I will take harm as established by the fiction.
Okay. So the drone is like kind of shooting down the alleyway, and it's almost like it sees you as your dragonfly gets close to it. The way that you advance the mission clock by making too much noise is you notice that the 2 cars in the back, because they kind of swerved around onto the sides of the truck, almost like they're kitty corners of the truck. The tops pop off of those cars, and more drones come out of them. So there's now 2 more drones. There's also people sitting on top of the truck, or on top of the cars, and they just have like normal machine guns. They look like kind of like agents wearing kind of like tactical body gear and stuff like that, and they have machine guns that they're kind of pointing at people but not necessarily shooting. And you said you take harm as established by the fiction.
Yeah.
So a drone, the one drone that sees your dragonfly kind of like manages to shoot around your, like it does kind of like a barrel roll while it's shooting, and it does shoot up your you're on your motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does shoot at your motorcycle. So I want to say it's a 1 harm situation because it's not aiming super great at you.
Okay.
So I guess now you would roll.
I roll harm. Yes. My harm is technically 0 because I have a 2 armor in this thing.
This is just
but
more like you might get a problem.
Yeah. But I have a negative, and I get a -1 to this roll because I have my synth leather. This was the thing I took, or the synth clothing, whatever it was. So I don't have any armor for my clothing, but I do have armor, or I have -1 to this harm.
Nice.
For anyone watching, this is the one weird thing about this game is that harm you actually want to roll low, not high.
Yeah.
The 1 with the 1 roll.
That's why your armor mentioned. Oh, you get -1 to this roll. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
An 8 minus 1 is a 7.
That's perfect. The MC will choose 1. You lose your footing. You lose
No, a
grip.
6 would have been perfect, but a 7's still okay.
It's true. You lose your grip on whatever you're holding. You lose track of someone or something you're attending to. Someone gets the drop on you. I want to say someone gets the drop on you. One of the drones, as you're trying to dodge this drone, you're like, and you're trying to get around it. You don't realize that one of the drones that came out of one of the cars in the back has gone around the blind spot around the truck, and now it's kind of like in front of you a little bit, and it can go forward and turn its gun so that it can see you. But in all of that, you did say you succeeded in shooting that drone, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to say it's damaged but not out. But it's you can see it kind of like sparking a little bit and smoking, and it's kind of lost its aim a little bit, but it's kind of still trying to stay in the fight. It's a very, very tenacious drone.
My gun is 2 harm,
Tenacious
just so
tea, if you will.
Yeah, the drone does 2 harm, just so you know.
The drone does 2 harm.
My drone does 2 harm whenever it attacks.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that still makes sense. These are military
it's
drones,
fine.
so
Yeah.
it's probably on death's door.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So as a fun cinematic thing, you see, your friends kind of start to regroup, and they start to kind of get in formation as opposed to so much chaos of curving and stuff like that. They kind of start to figure themselves out where they want to be, and you see the turrets shooting from the Falcon, and you just see the big mustache shaking as he's shooting at the black cars, trying to get the aim off of them. You just see the guys on top of those cars taking very precise military-esque shots at people. and yeah, there's just a lot of gunfire going back and forth, a lot of dust kicking up into the air as like the desert sands are just like going nuts and everything like that. Some of the cars are taking hits, and you see black smoke coming out of them as they're going by, and there's just a lot of carnage and chaos going by. We have another round.
I'm gonna wait to see what Micah does about this drone before I get any closer, because I don't want us to die.
Okay, so there's still a drone in front of us?
Yes, it's kind of passed by you a bit, because it started focusing on Kells, who's kind of closer to the front of the pack.
Okay.
So the thing isn't necessarily focusing on you at the moment because it's kind of fighting this other drone and stuff like that. So it's not super paying attention.
You said there was another drone coming around the front of the truck, though?
Yes. So imagine the truck is like this, and then Kells is okay. Truck is like this. Kells is like right here. Drone is here. There's another one here. That's like kind of coming around. I'm trying to make it so that it works on the camera. It's coming around. I should look at my hand and not at the camera. But yes, it's kind of making a loop around.
Okay, so as we're pulling up to the side of the truck, there's a drone coming around in front of us a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to take a shot at that one with the mosquito bullet.
So the fresh drone is what you're going after.
I assume it's like the same size and everything.
Oh yeah. They're all the same seemingly brand of drone, whatever these things are. They're all military-seeming drones.
Yeah, knowing that jamming it would kind of be bad for it, I'm gonna take a shot at that one.
With the mosquito.
The mosquito.
The mosquito.
My baby drone.
What do you want to roll for this? I want to say mix it up. Probably makes sense.
I sure would like mix it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I have one forward when acting on my answer.
Yep.
Sweet. 11.
11. 7. Yeah, you're good. Just you achieve your objective and you don't get anything bad. It's all fine. Everyone loves you.
Sweet.
So you do that. You see the mosquito just and it spins in air, and the two wings kind of shoot out of the sides of it.
Does it crash into the front of the truck?
The drone? Yeah. I want to say if you want it.
Yeah.
You rolled so good that it hits the front of the truck, causing the truck to kind of. And you see the bed of the back of the truck kind of trailing behind as it does. Some smoke popping up, and then that drone kind of skids off the road and kind of flies up in the air and just explodes, showering metal shrapnel. And so you see the people in the black cars kind of duck under it and everything like that. So yeah, you wiped out one of the drones because the thing just did not know how to handle your thing. Although, I don't know how you're going to get that mosquito back.
Yeah, me either. It was fragile, so...
Yeah. Oh, boy, and you're moving at 100 miles an hour right now.
I'm sure it's fine.
It'll be fine. It's fine. All right, and then Maria, I think you're the last one.
I want to try to get closer to the big truck now.
Makes sense. I think that's act under pressure still.
I think you're right. Yeah. 11.
11.
12, actually. But 12, though.
You do it no problem.
No
you
problem.
You get up right up against this car.
Get right
or
up
this
in
truck. And you
This
can see
van,
the
really?
window. You can see the silhouette of somebody inside, driving but very scared. But you can't necessarily see who they are or anything like that because the windows are super tinted to keep secrecy. But yes, you are smack dab right up alongside the truck right now. Truck is here, you are here, just right next to it.
Fantastic. Good. That's a good spot. That's a terrible
And I
place,
want to
but a
say
good spot.
if it's a situation where somebody's trying to jump from your car to another car, because that sounds like the intended plan, I'm gonna give you a forward for it because you're so close and stuff, and you did such a good job succeeding at it. That was a full round then, right?
No, I didn't go this round.
Okay,
I
go.
went last round. So Kells will, I think, try to finish off that drone with his drone one more time.
Drone on drone action.
Drone on drone action.
No.
TNT action.
We're playing D&D.
That's 9. It's better than a 7, but not
9.
really.
Okay, so you do achieve your objective. However, you pick 2 of those things.
Yeah. I will do the same. The mission advances, or the mission directive advances, and I take harm.
You take harm. Okay.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same harm as before. So you go to shoot at this thing. You do hit it, and it takes it out. The drone is just kind of like, it just explodes in midair, and then it goes underneath the truck, and the truck just like bounces over it as it just kind of crushes the thing, spits it out the back end, and just kind of whirls into the air. And the people in the back on the black cars narrowly dodge it, like as they see this just metal shrapnel just fly over their head. As this thing just kind of comes to an end. I just watched Star Wars Episode 1, so it's a lot like pod racing.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. But like, so that happens. But to advance the mission clock, as you're shooting at that, you aren't paying attention to something else. You get shot, kind of like your car or bouts. We'll see how much harm you take.
Yeah.
By something off in the distance, and you aren't quite sure what it was just yet.
Okay.
It seemed to come from a direction that none of the other shit's from. That's why you weren't paying attention to it.
Okay.
Which is the advancement of the mission clock.
How much
Oh, dear.
harm does that do? Does the shot do?
The shot does 2 harm, I want to
Okay.
say.
Sure. I will roll my -1.
'Cause it seemed like it came from a big distance, but I don't think it was actually a sniper rifle.
Okay.
Because if it was a sniper rifle, it just
I got an 8.
got an 8. What does that do?
You get to choose one.
I get to choose. Do I? Yes.
Yeah.
I do. You lose your footing, you lose your whatever you're
6.
holding, you lose track of something or well, I want to say someone gets the drop on you. So almost out of fucking nowhere, like this dune buggy covered in spikes just bursts out of this dune. If only if that dune was killed earlier.
Had we
murdered
known.
the dune.
But like literally, it looked like just a dune, but it turns out it was like something covered, buried in the sand, and it bursts out, and there's like 3 marauders just kind of like on it, shooting into the air, and that's what shot you. But now they're like smack dab right up to you, and they actually bump your motorcycle a little bit. And I want to but they were the ones that shot at you, and assuming where you got shot from, it was not that dune buggy.
Okay. Super duper.
Meaning that there are more dune buggies somewhere else.
Yeah.
Quite literal dune buggies.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, they're all wearing like gas masks that they've modified, and they got spikes all over them and chains on top of them and everything. One of them has like a pig mask that like looks like it was just a latex pig mask and stuff, and he's wearing overalls and just covered in chains. It's hog wild, but like the cool cyberpunk version. He's got like a metal arm, and he's just covered in like tar and rust and stuff. It looks cool as shit.
This universe is hog wild.
This universe is hog wild.
Oh yeah.
He's got a machine gun that's bigger than him, and he's just holding onto the side of the dune buggy.
Is he road hog wild?
No.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh no.
All right, so that's a full round then.
And my character is, I'm gonna take so this is kind of, the harm is I think kind of like Fortune, the Dark People know that system. You write down what you are at each level. I'm gonna say I'm bruised from that. I think my thing took a little bit, but I did take 1 harm.
Yeah. That's the whole harm clock or whatever it's called. But you can. It does have. It says like a description somewhere of like, oh, this is how bad it is at each.
Yeah,
stage.
the ones for the first harm are like battered, bruised, bloody.
Yeah.
Then it's like then it could be broken. Like you can go farther.
Yeah, I want to say you've definitely been bruised. I think the damage has more so been done to your vehicle.
Yeah.
Than you personally, but it hurt you in such a way that it does that. So with that, that's the end of a round. You see more dune buggies just burst out of these dunes. So now you have and I want to say 2 other dune buggies. I call them Dune 1 and Dune 2. Just I want to say 3 marauders in each, but they're very much like cage looking vehicles. Like there's nothing really keeping those things like shielded or anything like that. They're literally just kind of holding on to the sides of them as these guys just kind of come out, and they're just shooting at anything. They're yelling, they're hooting and hollering. They're causing more of an intimidation display than anything. They catch some of your friends off guard. I want to say Smarts kind of gets like bumped off the road. His poor little smart vehicle, no matter how buff his arms are, can't keep him on the road. So he gets knocked off the road, and you aren't quite sure what happens to him. It's a little scary because in the rearview mirrors of whatever, or if you look back, you see him get knocked off the road, and then the dune buggies like shoot at the thing as it's like laying on its side, and you can't quite tell what happened to him. But just a bunch of fire on that thing, and just smoke comes out of it, but you can't tell what happened to the guy. But yeah, just yeehaw! As they're like all driving up the road. So we now Gunner is somewhere.
Gunner, I think,
Smarts,
was forever alone.
Yeah,
back in the,
he's just on
safe
the road.
and alone.
He just doesn't know how to start the Vespa. Somebody had to start it for him when they first started this whole thing, and now he doesn't know how to restart it. Just like, God, yeah. So that is the end of that round. I want to make sure that I didn't mess up anything on my recording. Yeah. Okay, so that is the end of that round. So we are now a new round.
Well, if we're pulling up to the truck, I want to basically cross over. I'm picturing just like a modern semi-truck, right?
Yeah, well, it's super modern. Imagine slightly futuristic, but yes, semi-truck in nature. It's got, the front drivey part and then a big cargo thing on the back of it.
So what I want to do, and you can tell me how much of this I can accomplish in one turn, is basically jump to it, open the driver's side door, and pull the driver out.
I want to say that's all perfectly fine. That's a lot more for me to work with if you fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is fun. But I want to say that's a mix it up because you are eventually using violence at the end of that thing.
All right.
But I think that's kind of what you'd prefer to be using anyway because you're meaty, right? Okay. So yeah, you're good.
All right, here we go. Time to die. 7.
Oh. oh. All right. So you still achieve your objective. However, you get to choose 2. Do you have the list in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take harm, and I'm gonna say Zed takes harm.
God.
I wish you didn't pick Zed. I thought it was, but yes.
Kind of what I'm thinking. I assume there's I don't know if this is me or you, but I'm kind of assuming there's a co-pilot that maybe opened fires on us, and we're in one trajectory.
I like that actually. So here's what you do. You go to jump out. I don't know if you want to use your grappling arm. Probably.
Yeah, it's involved in there probably somewhere.
That's probably why we decided you would be the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Because you have a little bit of insurance. But you have your grappling arm, you shoot it out, but then the window rolls down, and this guy has just like a handgun, and you start, it's again a co-pilot, like you said, starts shooting into the O9. And he manages to kind of clip both of you in the process of you doing that. So go ahead and both roll harm now. I want to say the damage is 2 harm because it is a handgun.
So this is a straight 2d6, right?
Yes. And then
7.
I have 1 armor, which means that I would take 1 harm.
Or 1 arm. Harm.
1 arm.
1 whole arm.
Got your whole arm.
Throw it out your side.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And then I rolled an 8. But I get to subtract 1, which is 7.
All right, so you both got 7 at least. So I get to choose 1 for both. I want to say, Micah, you lose grip on whatever you're holding.
Oh.
So you do get to the driver's side. You do pull him out just like you wanted. He goes, it's horrific.
And I lose my grip on him?
No. Technically. No. But he goes like, and then he gets hit by one of the black cars, and then a dune buggy rolls him over, and he gets hit by just fucking everything on the way out. I want to say his body flies up and gets impaled on one of the the guzzler's spiky bits, and they just kind of shove him off. And he gets hit by Gunner, who's like 10 miles down the road. Everybody just runs him over. But once that happens, you slip a little bit and you fall back on your grip. So your hand thing is still attached to the window, but you're on like the back of the truck, like kind of flying in the wind a little bit, like almost like a human kite. So just kind of like hanging off the back of this thing. So you're still attached to the truck, and you could reel yourself in. I hope it wasn't like this though, because that's harder to do. But like you're not right next to the window anymore. The truck has no driver anymore, but you see the co-pilot just freak out and immediately grab the wheel. Zed, you rolled a 7 as well.
I got an 8. It was a 7. Yeah.
I want to say someone gets the drop on you as you're trying to kind of keep close to Micah. One of the dune buggies just bats your car, like it kind of spins it a little bit, but you still manage to keep a forward trajectory. But it does. No, I want to say that's it. You already took a harm. So you're kind of jostled around the car as it kind of like twirls and everything like that. And the dune buggy knocked you away. So now we have Micah just kind of flying off this truck. We have Zed trying to regain control. Kells, have you gone yet?
We started the.
Yeah, you two started.
Okay, then this is a new round. Then no.
Although Kells, technically, you're kind of dealing with Hogwild at the moment. So
Yeah.
Just chaos. You got 3 different parties fighting over here.
Kells will then, he's going to turn the motorcycle towards Hogwild and fire a missile directly at it as he's driving.
Oh shit. Mix it up.
Mix it up with my vehicle.
Mix it up.
8.
8. Okay. 7 plus, you achieve your objective, but it is between 7 through 9. So choose 2.
I'll take harm, and I'll do this. I'll just do the same. I'll take harm, and I'll I'll have one of the other guys take some harm too. We'll both take harm, being one of the other NPCs.
That's fine. So you go to shoot this missile at the vehicle, and you hit pretty good. The thing kind of like flies up and slams as it does. But because it's made out of junk and shit, one of the pieces of one of the pieces kind of flies off of it and everything like that. And so does one of its drivers, or like one of its passengers, just kind of like flies off of the damn thing. But Hogwild kind of aims his giant heavy machine gun at you and takes like a good it's not very accurate, so it hits you kind of sporadically, but he does like shoot at you with the and that's how you get your harm. But the way your ally gets harm is that you see the passenger that flew off hits the drone killer or the dune killer, and you see Scratch just kind of go like, "Hey, Fox, I'm on your side." What the hell? And he kind of swerves a little bit, and he takes 1 damage.
I like when you call me Fox. How much damage did the gun do?
The gun is a 3 damage one because it's a heavy machine gun.
Okay. I roll a 4 for the harm, so I actually didn't take an extra harm there. I didn't get a bad one this time.
All right, so that all being said, you see Hogwild's vehicle begin to get in front of the white truck, and you see Hogwild get off of it, get off of his dune buggy, and he climbs onto the hood of the white truck, like he's gonna board the truck. So he kind of starts to board the truck. He's currently jumped off of his dune buggy and has grabbed with one giant meaty arm.
How is his dune buggy? Is it after shooting a missile
It's
at it?
pretty fucked. Like it took a lot of damage. It doesn't drive straight anymore. There's only one guy in it now because the other guy flew off. But it's only got one guy, and he basically can only drive it at this point. But yeah, he just kind of grabs the grill, and he's kind of hanging off of the front of it with this giant machine gun as he's trying to get his footing to then climb up onto the hood of the car to get onto the truck. Because Hogwild is now my favorite character.